The play comes to goal.
Could be the match winner from Lionel Messi. Ronaldo! Aguero, they'll do it. It's a terrific goal.
After the goal comes the uproar. It's sports on 32 FM 94.9.
I know a place where the land is greener and diversity brings beauty, just like the rainbow.
TY Mix.
It's hard to replace
In June.
such a good feeling when the news of unity fills the air while the wind blows.
Super Eagles, no tension. You are winning by the grace of God. You shall win, you shall win, you shall win. Sawa, 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 sawa. No matter who they be, Eagles always go. One goal, two goals, three goals, four goals. No matter who they be, Eagles always go. One goal, two goals, three goals, four goals.
One team, one spirit, one nation, on the go, indivisible, indestructible. Super Eagles, your victory, Baba God. I say, don't sign them, God, don't stamp them. Just go out there, grab them. Oh yeah, I be one of them, Godfather. Super Eagles, oh yo yo, handle it, handle it, handle it, handle it.
Hard
Go,
to
go.
replace such a good feeling when the news of unity fills the air while the wind blows.
Super Eagles, no tension. You are winning by the grace of God. You shall win, you shall win, you shall win. Sawa, 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 sawa. Super Eagles, no.
All right, great afternoon to everyone who has joined us on today's edition of the show Scoreboard Reloaded, right on 32 FM 94.9. Well, definitely, it's about time to talk about all the latest developments making the rounds in the world of sports. But this afternoon, it's not only about the developments, but we'll talk about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. That's a big game set to go down later tonight against the Atlas Lions of Morocco, the host nation for this year's edition, the 35th edition of the African Cup of Nations. Well, what is it like that within your own environment? Is there tension? Because I have a friend where from our conversation now, he says he hopes that Nigeria, they win their game and also get into the finals so he can watch and enjoy the finals of this year's edition of the African Cup of Nations. A Nigerian at that. But look at the bigger picture. Well, for Morocco, yet to lose at home in 23 matches. That's one. For the Super Eagles of Nigeria, we've not defeated the host nation at the African Cup of Nations. You also look at it. From the previous 5 meetings between the Super Eagles of Nigeria and the Atlas Lions of Morocco at the African Cup of Nations, 3-2 in favor of Morocco. The odds are favorable to the Super Eagles of Nigeria for the encounter later today at the Prince Moulay Abdallah Stadium there in Rabat. The center referee is Daniel Laria. We have also Abongel Tom from South Africa. It has raised a lot of concerns from Nigerians, but I want to believe the boys. They know what is at stake in this encounter. But the update from the camp of the Super Eagles also says the captain of the side, that's Wilfred Ndidi, is not going to be available today. One, because of suspension, and also because of the injury in which he suffered in that game against that's Algeria in the quarterfinals. But then Ryan Alebiosu are doing everything possible to also make the match day squad for the encounter later tonight. But you know, it's not only the Super Eagles that are going to be playing later tonight. By 6 p.m., we would have Senegal face off against Egypt. That is also another big encounter for the African Cup of Nations. I remember in 2022, it was all about Senegal getting the better of Egypt on penalty shootout to be at the World Cup. And also in the African Cup of Nations, you saw Senegal defeat Egypt on penalty shootout as well, which was a face-off between Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane. Well, tonight, these two players, they go head-to-head against each other again. But the bigger picture of the things is set to go down in about 27 or 23 minutes from now. The Oluyole Warriors will be on the field of play. Once again, and welcome to the show Scoreboard Scoreboard Reloaded, not in 15 now. Right on 32 FM 94.9. You are listening to the voice of Oluwatimileyin Samiso. DOLAPO is with me in the studio. But one man just strolled in, and I know in his mind, in his heart, he is open. Let's say he believes the Super Eagles of Nigeria will get that victory later tonight against the Atlas Lions of Morocco. But before we go further, let's take a listen to the words of Walid Regragui. This man has been with the Atlas Lions of Morocco since the year 2022. I remember that he defeated Wydad Al Ahly rather in the finals of the CAF Champions League, and since then he has been the manager of the Atlas Lions of Morocco. And since 2022 also, you tell that Moroccan football, it has been on the upward trajectory where they have done so good for themselves across all age levels. And also the feats they achieved at the 2022 FIFA Men's World Cup there in Qatar. And also you look at it, if it doesn't win this African Cup of Nations, will it be shown the exit from the Atlas Lions of Morocco? Let's take a listen to the words of Walid Regragui before we take a listen to the words of 𝐃𝐈𝐒𝐿, the head coach of the Super Eagles of Nigeria.
Question. I waiting this question a lot from a Moroccan journalist, but it's good. It's from you. Look, in my country it's like this. You need to accept when you are the coach of national team of Morocco. Every result you have a critics. Is true. I do my best for my country every time. Maybe I do a mistake sometimes because every coach he do a mistake in their life, and is like this. Me, I stay focused with my team is what is important. I fight for my country, and the critic every time. What I say to my player, I can't fight about this. What is important is what he do in the pitch. When he wins the game, he helped me a lot. Because when you have only 4 defeats in 3 years and a half, and you make Morocco in semi-final in the World Cup and semi-final in the AFCON, normally nobody can speak, but in Morocco it's different. You win and you spoke. It's like this. You need to accept and to work a lot and to accept this. And we hope the next coach, inshallah, in Morocco, he do more of what I do me.
All right, you listen to the words of Walid Regragui, whom of course is also hoping results can go his way later tonight when they face off against the 3-time African champions, the Super Eagles of Nigeria. What a night it is. If you can watch us on Facebook, or if you are watching us on Facebook, Peter came in with a muffler, Nigeria, green, white, green. Well, let's see how that goes. Good afternoon, Peter. Good afternoon, DOLAPO. But first, I would like to, get Peter's thoughts, just about everything in the world of football, especially the big games that go down later tonight.
Thank you for having me, Samies. It's a pleasure to be here, and not as the anchor of the show, but I can be a little bit biased today. So when you said I came in with a muffler, yes, it goes to show that we have been to the camp of the Eagles and we are back, and we have good news. We share the good news with you. It's a good Wednesday, a lovely Wednesday where so much will be happening. Like I said to you guys yesterday, it's a question of where will you be. You want to be in London to watch Chelsea Arsenal, that's a cup of tea. But for people like us who will be in Morocco, and what we'll be doing in the next few hours is to cheer the Eagles to win. I know the facts are there that we haven't won against the hosts at this stage of the tournament. That will change tonight, I can tell you, and we'll be doing that. It's our business, and our business is to hope, and that is what we'll be doing tonight. Everything is looking good. Everything is due. Come enjoy all of this. Later tonight from 9, the FM will bring you the game live. For those who will be busy with work, probably you don't have light. You know how these things happen in this part of the world, but just get your transistor radio ready, and the Yoruba guys will be here to dish you all the minute account, and Just imagine us playing the final on Sunday. This place will be agog. All right. So, but for now, it's one step after the other. SAMIES, thank you for having me one more time. It goes all the way.
It goes all the way. DOLAPO. We listen to the words of Walid Regragui, whom we can't take anything away from him. What he has done with Moroccan football since becoming the head coach of the Lions of Morocco in the year 2022. But you can also take that to their club level also. Before he left Wydad, it was a trajectory for him. Wydad, the national team, and then since then he has been there till the year 2026, in which we are in, and he's also hoping to win the first title for Morocco under his reign, and also after so many years. But it's all about the pressure for him now. I know we will talk about the Super Eagles of Nigeria, and I would want the fans, the audience, to actually speak first about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. But for us in the studio, let's talk about Morocco.
Good afternoon, SAMIES. Good afternoon, Peter, and good afternoon to everyone who has joined us on the show this afternoon. A big Wednesday. It looks like a weekend to me, because when you look at the games we have starting from 4 p.m. this evening up till 9 p.m. tonight, it's just a big one. And for Morocco, for Walid Regragui, I feel like he has done a good job so far, so good for the Moroccan national team. He has been in charge of 47 games as the coach of this national team. And when you look at it deeply, he has only lost 4 games in his 47 games in charge of this national team. And you look at those 4 games he lost, you count the semi-final loss against France in the FIFA World Cup in Qatar 2022, the 3rd place loss to Qatar, and also Croatia, and also a dead rubber game against South Africa in the AFCON qualifier. So you can just look at it and say he has just lost one big game since he has taken charge of this national team in 47 games. And that is something you look at and you say he has done a really good job. After the game against Tanzania in the quarterfinal, in the round of 16, you saw the fans booing him. The expectations are so high. They won the game 1-0, but the expectations they had for him is so high that they booed him after he won 1-0 against Tanzania. The fans are expecting more. The national team as a whole, the country has invested a whole lot into the sport in that country, and now they want to win. They've not won the African Cup of Nations since over 50 years now. They've not got into the final since 2004, I think, when Tunisia hosted the competition in 2004. They've not got into the final since then. So they've invested a whole lot into their sport, and they want to win. So I'm not surprised that he's under immense pressure. And even if reports are anything to go by, reports coming in from Morocco over the last 48 or 24 hours now is that if he fails to win the game tonight against the Super Eagles of Nigeria, he won't be the coach taking Morocco to the World Cup. It could just be the coach that won the Under-20 World Cup for the Moroccan national team. The same man that won them the Arab Cup some months ago, some weeks ago, might just be the man in charge of the Moroccan national team going into the World Cup. So it's a big game for him. He's under immense pressure. The Moroccans are under immense pressure. They are hosting the competition and they would want to win. But tonight, they won't be winning.
Okay, so just to put this out, Morocco haven't gotten this far in 50 years in terms of winning. There's a lot of pressure on him. Don't forget that he got the job as the national team manager just a few weeks or months
to the World Cup,
the last World Cup, because the former head coach was sacked, and then he came on board from Wydad after he has helped them win the CAF Champions League, and we saw how things have gone. So the pressure is on them to win tonight. I have no doubt about it, and they're doing everything they can to win. And when I say everything they can, you can make meaning. You can put your thoughts together and think whatever you think it is. But for me, I have to be a bit professional here and not go that far, but they're going to do everything they can. I'm not saying that's why we're saying Ghanaian officials, South African VAR, I'm not saying that, but they will do everything. And if we stop them tonight, and I know it's going to be very extremely tough, SAMIES, extremely tough. But you know what? Can it be as tough as we are playing against Egypt in Cairo? I don't know, because if there's any North African countries that can give you that crazy hostility, it is Egyptians. The Moroccans, maybe they have a mix of European blood in them and a bit of North Africa in them. But tonight is a crucial game for him. It is so important for him. I'm waiting to see. Have they been good? Not really, because maybe if you lock out one or two of their players, maybe we'll got away. If you can lock out Brahim Diaz and the man who loves to score those bicycle kick, because the good thing for the Moroccans is that they have about 5 strikers in that squad.
Yusuf Enyesri.
Enyesri have not been playing, although it looks like he's coming on loan to Everton Football Club after this year's African Cup of Nations. So the pressure is on them to win. So like DOLAPO said, I would not be shocked if they don't win tonight, and by the time you come on Scoreboard in 15 on Thursday morning, it might just be a girl. I'm talking about the head coach of Morocco. For our own Super Eagles head coach, the question, Samis, is if we don't win tonight, will they change the job as the Eagles head coach? I mean, that's another question again that we'll have to look into at a point in time.
Well, talking about the head coach of the Super Eagles now, it was given the ultimatum of getting to the semi-finals. And here he is. I remember on this show before the start of the African Cup of Nations, I said the quarterfinals. But here he is. We have the team in the semi-finals.
We're in the final.
Yes, we were in the finals.
So, final for a team that's not going to the World Cup.
That's what I was about to say. Was it supposed to be the semi-finals for 𝐶𝐈𝐒𝐿 to also consider that he failed to qualify the side to the World Cup? I know a lot of people would say
quarter-final target.
Yes, that's because of the setup we saw, the players that have been called upon. But lo and behold, these guys went there and they've been convincing from the first whistle till this moment.
Didn't we mention this, that when the Chiefs are down, there's a way these Eagles come? We said it, that not going to the World Cup.
You said it, DOLAPO said it. I didn't buy into that.
Not going to the World Cup might just be the tonic that we need. We have a call. All
right, this is surely now one man in which we are used to. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good morning.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning. This is Moyowa from New Jersey. Let me quickly check in. What's his name? Your guy saying there about the hostilities of the Egyptian and let's say North Africa in general. They are all hostile people, because we remember even when we are in all African games in 2007, all African games in 2007, I was there live. We need to take us to Bleeder City, 1 hour to Algiers. That's part of hostility. We are training on the 𝐔𝐿 field there in Bleeder. So the hostility is everywhere in the North Africa. If you can recollect when the Yimba was winning African Champions League in Tunisia, the kind of hostilities they face is more. If you can remember 1996 when Champions League final between Shooting Stars and Zamalek of Egypt, when they are pushing one of our players. So these hostilities is everywhere. I think Morocco is minimum, if you can say that. They are more or less like Europeans, because I used to pass through Casablanca. They are not hostile like if you pass through Algiers or Egypt. So today is the day of judgment. I think if our boys can improve on what they have done in round of 16 and quarter final, because we have two North Africans, we are good to go. Morocco, I don't see much about them. Tactically, technically, we are even better than them. We have much super player in the midfield and the front line. I think we are good to go. As a patriotic Nigerian, I think we are going to win this night.
So maybe just help us with that bold prediction. Penalty shootout, 90 minutes.
I'm not good in predicting. I don't predict. Let me just be like I am expecting a great and better football. So I mean, if Nigeria can play and prove on what they have done in round of 16, so I think we are good to go. As a patriotic Nigeria, we're going to be there.
Okay, all
right. Thank you so much, Miwa. But I made mention of one thing also. In case you want to be a part of the show, 09062000 I made mention of Morocco not losing at home. That's in 22-23 games. But as you would have it, they are the host of this year's African Cup of Nations. They've won 4 of their 5 games. They drew 1. And for the Super Eagles, we've won 5. Can we also say that their unbeaten streak can still continue in their favor at home? And also, unbeaten streak at home. They've also winning streak has been altered at this African Cup of Nations, but their unbeaten streak cannot also continue against the Super Eagles of Nigeria. What are the odds? Players for player, do we stand a chance, or which team actually stands a better chance to be in the finals?
Well, for me, the Super Eagles of Nigeria in Africa at the moment, we have the best players. Maybe when you look at it all around and look at where the players are playing and the quality everyone has shown in this African Cup of Nations, you can say the Super Eagles of Nigeria as the best team. They have the best players, and also maybe the numbers we can also use the numbers for it.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Now, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Francis from Fidelity.
Okay.
Today is the day. We talk about history. History cannot repeat itself. Nigeria is cancelling the history of Morocco, because they cannot beat at all. Nigeria is beating them today. They are winning today. No doubt about that.
Thank you so much. I said DOLAPO will be with you.
So when you look at the numbers we have, I feel we've scored the most goals in this African Cup of Nations this year. We have 2 players in this team currently who won the African Player of the Year in the last 3 years. Victor Osimhen won 3 seasons ago. Ademola Lookman won 2 seasons ago. Yes, I understand. 𝐾𝐈𝐒 also won last season because of what he did. But when you look at their national team, remove 𝐾𝐈𝐒, who is currently playing at Paris Saint-Germain, the European champions, Mazarauri, who is playing at Manchester United. I don't think many of these guys are playing. Van Diaz, who is playing at Real Madrid. When you look at,
are you going to take out Yacoub also? Are you going to take out Sofiane Amrabat, Onai, Naif Algad?
With all due respect to these guys, you don't put them on the same level. Roman Saiz, all of these guys, yes. You don't put them
even
on the same
goalkeeper, Yasin Bono.
Yeah, I understand. I feel like the Super Eagles of Nigeria have the bigger players on paper.
I think that's a bit subjective. Bigger. So what's the criteria for bigger? What are you looking at? What's the boxes you are ticking to say you've got bigger players than them? I don't think we do. In all fairness, I don't think we do. Our best player don't play at the best club, not at the best league. Victor Osimhen is playing
not even
Turkey,
the best league.
Not playing in Turkey. I mean, we expect him to play in a better league, not with all due respect to the Turkish Superliga. Ademola Lookman at Atlanta, where are they on the table as we speak? The last time we saw them blew everyone off was at the UEFA Cup final against 𝐒𝐈𝐒𝐿. And so, if we put that in player for player, we're a little bit more the same or a bit better than us. We're talking about a team that has gone over 20 games unbeaten, a team that played in the final of the World Cup. We're saying this tonight because we have this belief as Nigerians.
And we've been impressive thus far.
And the other thing I want to say quickly, in terms of the hostility and all that, these players playing tonight for Nigeria, they are not known to play in grounds like this.
Hostile.
Yes.
Loud.
Yes, loud. So they played in front of an average of 30-35 week in, week out club football. So they should not be too bothered.
Osimhen has played at the San Siro.
Now, I said this yesterday when the issue of the officiating came on board. I said, the referees also know that the world is watching.
Yes.
Okay? So whatever they need to do, and I said jokingly to someone, I said, if we score clean goals, if we score good goals, who dare disallow it? Even though I saw a clean goal last night, Cup, Newcastle and Manchester City, but it's a way the referee will tell you that wasn't the goal. So when the referee says not the goal and they give you some kind of excuses, who are you to counter? But I'm hoping tonight that there will be no reason. Starting with the game between Egypt and Senegal by 6, and guess what, guys? The 4 guys in this year's semi-final have not lost at this year's Nations Cup.
Yes.
They haven't lost.
They are the best side.
So we're talking about the best 4 teams. So, and I'm hoping that the Eagles will play in the final. Against who, if you ask me, I play Senegal in the final, not Egypt.
So we want the Battle of the West in the finals.
That's what I want.
But of course, we know that
this
semi-finals is actually a battle of the West and also the North. But quickly,
DOLAPO said, "Wow, you want Egypt to qualify for the final?"
But quickly, we know that at the Women's African Cup,
I think I'll prefer Egypt. Honestly, I'll prefer the North Africans. We find it very hard to play against West African countries. We find it the Super Eagles of Nigeria recently.
Well, if you ask me, I would actually go with Peter's prediction also, playing Senegal in the final. Why? This is because in the last 4 African Cup of Nations, Senegal, they are a winner. Do others today have an history of winning? When you talk about the African Cup of Nations, you look at that Senegalese national team. Most of the players that won in 2021 are still there.
Yeah, so that's why you want to play them.
Yes, because they know what it takes to be there. But also, let's quickly look back at this. Nigeria against Morocco at the finals of the Women's African Cup of Nations last year. We saw the results: 3-2.
Coming back from behind.
Nigeria came from behind to win by 3-2. talked about hostility and all of that. But this is the Super Eagles of Nigeria. I don't know, maybe there's just something that maybe we're not talking about, but can play out later tonight, taking our chances. Taking our chances. I remember in that final of the Women's African Cup of Nations, we didn't maybe take our chances early enough. That was why the Moroccan national team, the Lionesses, put themselves in that game. But as luck would have it, and also that this performance would also go, we won that encounter. But later today, Alexander Iwobi is going to be so important, right?
Yeah.
But we'll be missing Wilfred Ndidi.
No,
Rafael Onyedika, please.
Thing is, Moroccans also are working on how. I'm certain of this. Working on how to close down on Alex Iwobi.
Yeah, Alex Iwobi and Ademola Lookman.
Once
other guys need to step up as well.
Playing, I don't know what we'll do. I just hope that there's a plan B if they stop Alex Iwobi from playing tonight, because it will be unfair on our part to say because Alex Iwobi didn't come to the party because they're locked down. We saw how the Moroccans play against.
We'll be playing at his fourth edition of the African Cup of Nations. Speaking about what it means to be in the semi-finals, finals of the African Cup of Nations. I've done this alongside Peter and DOLAPO. Well, may the best man win. I would say that. But let's go. Super Eagles of Nigeria.
We lost the last AFCON, but getting to the final of this one will be a huge opportunity for us to make amends for the last AFCON that we lost. And we all believe that this is going to turn out good for us. We all have the confidence. We all have the determination to go as far as possible in this tournament. And we want to win the cup, but we all just
be out tomorrow. Wilfred Ndidi is out tomorrow against Morocco. Do you think it's going to be a big miss?
Wilfred is our holding midfielder who's important in the team, but everyone who's
32 FM 94.9.
Still everywhere. Let's go.
Powered by joy.
Got that right.
Powered by laughter. Woo-hoo! We are 32 FM 94.9 Ibadan.
Oh yeah. The news on 32 FM 94.9.
For the top news across the globe.
32 FM
94.9.